Welcome to Wichita's Biz That Is. I'm Tim Witzman. Thanks for being with us on KGPT. And today, get your nostrils ready. We're going to have good food today. With us, we have Sam Kuhns, and Sam is the owner of Capital Catering. So this is going to be a very interesting story. But I want to get before that. I want to go back. Tell me about Sam, where he came from, what he was doing.
Well, let's see. I moved here in 1976, went to school at Friends University, played on their football team, a little bit of baseball, and, you know, got my 4-year degree in 5 years, like a lot of people did. But, you know, didn't really have a game plan, and a friend of mine, I started working for Flying Tigers Air Freight Company, and they were some of the original people that, after World War II, started flying freight. You know, overnight. You know,
Right.
No stocking. If you need it, you know, it gets there the next day, and so we did that for a while.
What'd you do with them?
Well, I started out just picking up freight,
Yeah.
and then in an old van, and I mean old van, and drive it to the airport, and we would, you know, fill out the shipping bills. We'd put it on, you know, TWA or Continental or whoever was going there. That's how long ago it was. And it would be there in a few hours, and they would pick it up, and voila, we just did that all day, night.
Okay.
And we were very good, you know. We were young and didn't know anything, and just really hustled, and so business was great. So next thing you know, we had a dock at the airport, and so then I had a couple big trucks, a van, you know, 7 or 8 employees, and couldn't get the freight out on time because we were picking up a lot, and you know, they only had so much room. They carried a lot of mail, and probably still do. I don't know. So Air Midwest had this old 402 twin-engine Cessna sitting out behind the dock. Every day I'd go by there, I'd look at that thing, and I think, man, you know, that would be perfect for the type of freight that we move. And so I just walked over next door and talked to them about, hey, what are you guys doing with that? He said, well, you know, it's got so many hours on it, we don't really fly it much. I said, well, what about leasing it for, you know, 2 hours a day? And he said, okay. So I hired a pilot, and we flew regular schedule to Kansas City, hooked up with a 727. Well, that was going so well that we outgrew that. And I heard about this guy down in Arkansas who had he had a bunch of old planes, old piston planes, and one of them was a stretched Dumod Beech 18. And if you know anything about Beech 18, they're a tail dragger, World War II, you know, great big radial engines on them. Well, this one was the DuPont family, one of their heirs, had modified this into a tricycle gear, stretched it out, and put a third fin, you know, a tail fin in the back, so it looked like an old one of those you know big airplanes, you know, with the 3 fins in the back.
The Connie?
Yeah, that's it. And it flew just like a bathtub. Yeah, I mean, you had to have constant power. And so I hired this fellow with the airplane to come with pilots. So, you know, we did that for a while, and
Yeah, how long did you stick with this?
well, I was in it 4 years. But we operated the last regularly scheduled DC-3 in and out of Wichita.
Really? The old Goonie.
Yeah, we had a regular every night. We loaded that sucker down, and you know, when you got full, whenever the tail wheel was hitting up against the belly of the airplane, so that's it, no more freight. And of course, I got to fly it. I got my twin engine rating, and those were
What got you out of that?
Federal Express.
Okay. And then?
They bought Flying Tigers, the whole company, lock, stock, and barrel.
So what'd you do?
So I was unemployed. And painted houses, mowed lawns, trimmed trees, got married. You know, that's what you do when you don't have a job. But I knew all these people at the airport, and my mother-in-law had got my wife actually, a subscription to Southern Living magazine.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, if you've ever seen it, you know,
Oh,
there's
I have.
articles about this and that, but there's always recipes in it. And I never cooked a day in my life. I was real good at eating, but I never really,
Me too.
you know, making a hamburger, I was lucky. You know, but we didn't have nothing to do, and so we'd pick a recipe out of this magazine, and we would make it. You know, we didn't have a whole lot of money, but we'd invite friends over and say, "Come on over, we're cooking." You know, whatever recipe that we picked out.
And people are telling you this great stuff.
Yeah, and so it was a good time, you know. Never really drank much, but, you know, we'd have whatever and fix this meal, and it was just a good time. It was something we could afford to do, and it
So
was
how long
fun.
did you do that before you decided
Oh,
maybe there's a business here?
About a week. No, not really.
Lots of experience.
Several months.
Okay.
Well, I didn't know the first thing about it, you know, and so we were sitting there one day I remember clearly, like it was yesterday, having this real nice meal and saying, you know, somebody would pay to have a meal like this delivered to them. And that's when the light went off in my head.
That's the perfect time to take a little break, and we'll be right back with more of Wichita's Biz That Is.